Okay, this is part 2 of the quick and easy formatting for ebooks and print books presentation I did. Here I'm going to show you how some of this stuff works and give some examples. So after everything I told you in the first one, you can now see how it's done, and hopefully this will help you. I apologize for my voice. I'm still getting over the flu, so I do sound a little funny. Now let's close out of this so we can start looking at the important stuff. We don't need that anymore either. Now, for doing this today, I'm going to use this book, which was written by a friend, is licensed in my universe. So first we want to do, this is the ebook that's just been published. We're going to copy this. Okay. Paste the copy, and I'm going to call it 5x8 paperback, because it's going to be paperback. Actually, let's put the paperback first. Paperback 5x8. So now I know it's a 5x8 sized paperback. And as you can tell, of course, I so obviously rehearsed this. Okay, so here's the novel. Here's the basic thing. Now, if you download the notes that I have a link to, or there should be a link to wherever you find this presentation, it will give you a bunch of information. Also, I had this information displayed in the presentation. So the first thing we're going to do, as I said before, go to page setup. All right. We're doing mirror margins. Set mirror margins. Top margin is going to be 0.5. The inside margin is just going to be 1. Gutter stays 0. Bottom is going to be 0.3 or 0.3. And the outside is going to be 0.6. Now, you can fool around with the outside a bit. You can even shrink your inside a little bit if necessary to, alter page count if that's important to you. I may end up doing that on this today before we're finished. We'll find out when I see what the page count is. And again, remember, apply to whole document. That is very, very important. Paper 5x8. Layout. Okay, section start, new page. We have a different odd and even. We have a different first page. Our header is 0.3, and our footer is 0. Okay, because we don't care about those things. Again, make sure it's whole document. Hit OK. So everything's slid over here. You can see the page count at the bottom is updating. Right now it's putting us about 350. That's going to go up even more. Alright, so now we got some more things to do. Insert page numbers. I always go at the top of the page. Put it at the bottom page of the footer, it's going to increase, it's going to take away text space. Put it at the top of the page, we're already making a header. Put it on the outside, and you do not want it to show on the first page. Okay, hit OK, boom. And yeah, Microsoft Word will put you into this particular format. Now, this next part I usually do a little different order. Let's bring that down a bit so it looks a little nicer. Bring it up here. Oh, this is at a pretty high resolution. I'm going to bring it down to 100. I tend to like things that size. Okay, license notes. This isn't an ebook. License goes away. This is just a standard identifier. Everybody, well, not everybody. Some people use these, some people don't. I highly recommend you use one because as you do revisions, you can do A, and then you can do B, and because Amazon's going to ask you, oh, we found a bug. Well, you want to label those copy revisions so you know, and also let you keep your prints and your ebooks synchronized. You do one, you do the other. It makes your life way easier. Table of contents. I always get rid of these. Nope, didn't get rid of the whole thing. Select the whole thing. I don't believe in table of contents for print books. That's just me. You can do as you want. Okay, right now prologue's on the even page, or the first page of the book. We want the first page to be an even page. I'm sorry, my bad. An odd page, because odd page book is the page facing you. You know, the title's on page 1, so you want the first page. I'm going to come back and delete that later. First, though, I want to do this. Okay, view, header and footer. Alrighty, now there's a few things we need to do here. Now, New Times Roman, this is what I like to use, and I set this to font 10. I shrink it just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to have to do that for the even page too. Now the rest of the header, let's highlight the whole thing. I'm going to put it back to New Times Roman. I'm going to go to font 10. I'm going to go to italic. I'm going to center it. Now, odd pages. Let me go back and check my notes. I always check my notes in this because it's got to be standard across all your books. Odd pages will have the book title. That's it. The book title is Catharsis. And then we hit a return. Put that space in there. We want that space. Keeps away from the text. It makes it look professional. Professional is what we're always aiming for. We want to look like TradPub because that's who our competition is. Alrighty, let's come in here. Again, same thing as before. Font 10. Rather, point size 10. Font New Times Roman. We want to come now and select the whole thing. Again, New Times Roman. 10 point, italic, center, and this is now the name. Peter Gerard. Again, space. Alright, so let's close that. Let's save it here just so I don't make any mistakes. Now, you know, looks good. We got that. Here's the problem. Oh, look at this. See, we got it on the next page, or rather the top of a chapter heading. And we don't want that on the top of the chapter heading. We also don't want it on any of these pages. So let's go back to the other view. And here's the fun part. We go and we go select, insert, break, section break, next page. And hold on a second, I need to pause. F10. Sorry about that. Telemarketers, can't live with them, can't live without them. Actually, you could if someone would just get bun to go after them all. So, we're inserting, break, next page. See it, puts it in there. Delete. Come through here. This is all centered. Again. Now, we want to lose a page here because I want to start on an odd page. And we'll come down here and we'll go insert, break, next page, delete the old one, right? Now if we kick back over to look in the other format, you'll see it's gone. It's gone from that page too. And of course it's not on the first page. Now for chapters, we need to do this at the beginning of every chapter. We also need to fully justify the text. Anything that's not centered needs to be fully justified. So we come in, and the way I do it is I just select and go down. It's easier to do it this way. So I select it all. I select full justify. And I come here, insert, break, next page, okay, delete. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'm just going to show you like 2 of them because otherwise this would be a really boring video and it's not that exciting to start with. Okay, come all the way down through here. Now, you can either come back and recenter your scene breaks. I just stop and then pick it back up on the other side because I'm lazy like that. I've done it both ways. Some people will try going through and redefining their fonts, but oh my god, because all the fonts are based off all the other fonts, you know, all of your headers and stuff, it will turn things into such a mess. Okay, so you've got the general idea here. So let me pause you while I go do the rest so you don't have to watch all this boring stuff. Okay, so everything's been done as far as the things that needs to be done, with one or two minor exceptions we'll go over right now. Now, let's put it back into this for a moment. Let's narrow that down here. I'm going to do an edit, select all. I'm going to go to format, paragraph, lines and page breaks. I don't want orphan control. I don't want to keep lines together. I don't want to keep with next. I don't want page breaks before. This can go away. Okay. Taking off window and orphan control makes the bottoms of your pages jagged because it will move things around, so they'll be like together. It won't split a paragraph. You take all that out, and now all your pages are going to be the same length. Now we're at 367 pages. Let's hit that and see what it does to us, if anything. Alrighty, it does not seem to have given us anything extra. Well, sometimes it does. Let me just check that again right now. Paragraph. Okay, yeah, it all got set. I was surprised. Usually I get some back. Not always, but a lot of times you get a little back. It definitely resets some of the breaks. That I can see just by scrolling through. And you do want to scroll through, by the way, after you to check your work, just to make sure that, you know, all your paragraph headings and stuff are right. You want to make sure you don't have any places where you've only got like one line on a page and then in a chapter. Sometimes if you can fix that, you want to fix that. It did clear up a bit. Now we're at 363. It just took it a while to settle out. So we lost 4 pages. Now this is still pretty big page wise. Alright, I'd like to get the page size down a bit because 363 pages is a pretty thick book, but it costs more money to produce. And we want to try to save costs as far as on production. So page setup, this is going to apply to the whole document. We're going to margins. Alrighty. What do we want to try here? I have tried a number of different things over time. I'm going to take the inside gutter down to 0.9, and I'm going to take this instead from 0.6 to point. Let's see. If I make it a little less, I can make it 0.55. That'll give me back a bit. Let's see what happens with 0.9. Give some chance to. It doesn't look like it really had any effect at 0.9. Okay, so let's undo it just because. Right. Page setup. Right. File. Page setup. This is one of those things you definitely, if you're going to play around with, you're going to play around with it a bit. 0.8. The outside, we're going to take it to 0.5. Okay, now we made a big change. Whole document. Okay. Yeah, now it's recalculating. Down at the very bottom and see how many pages it is. It's still recalculating. Still recalculating. 337. 337. 30 pages now. We've pretty much dropped off from the beginning. 30 pages may not make too big a deal to the thickness of the book, but it is going to make a huge difference to the price of production. That's like 30. Well, about 20 cents or something. And trust me, that can be a big deal in this. Just check to make sure all of our formatting stuff all looks good. Everything else still looks good. We'll see when we go to the final line, but we're going to save this here. But let's write down, we are 337 pages. So we need that number. Save this. Close it. We will be coming back to that. Okay, here we are on the page for templates. And this is the one I honestly believe they have screwed up. Binding, select one, paperback. Interior type, black and white. Paper, white paper, cream's really expensive. Page direction. Okay, now, I don't know about you, but I would swear that we go from, I'm turning the page from the right side to the left side. Let's see how that works. Inches, 5 by 8. Page count. This is where we need our page count for. 337. Okay. Calculate dimensions. And notice it made it backwards. That's wrong. So for some reason, Amazon believes we turn our pages from left to right. I don't know what reality they grew up in, but not mine. Okay, now we want to download that template. Okay. And that is the template we are going to work with. And I'm going to pause here again for a moment because I need to open up a bunch of files and hopefully it won't crash my system because I got to open up my editor. But we're going to look next at quick and dirty method for doing your own full cover. Okay, we're back again. That's the template we downloaded. Okay, and that's the template we need to upload to Amazon. I'm using paint.net. This is a free program. You can get it for free. I know there's for paid versions. I only use the free version. I've been using this for over a decade, so for me, I'm very familiar with it. This is our template, what we're dealing with. Now, let me open up the cover. Open with paint.net. I'll put it in a new thing. Edit. Select all. Copy. I'll come over here and I'll go into image. Edit rather, sorry, not image. Paste into a new layer. Yes, the sizes are different. Everything keeps changing on these programs, unfortunately. So now I want to slide this up here. And we want to get over just a hair to cover that. Come down, grab the corner. If your cover artist is good, the ratio will be fine, so you don't have to worry about it. Let me zoom out just a hair so I can see this a little better, because you can see I'm, yeah. Give me that bar. I hate when they make these things snap to particular places. Okay, so I want to go up, come down a hair, over just a tab, arrow keys are your friends, and now, okay, yeah, now it's lined up. Escape. Alright, so, look over here on the right, my layers. I got to add a bunch of layers. So, well, first off, this is going to be the cover layer. Cover. I'm not going to mess with that again, but now background, I'm going to add another background layer. Background. That's going to be my fill layer. And I got a couple layers here. 3. This is going to be my information layer. Oops, sorry, I got to hit OK first. Back matter. 2T matter. Spine. All right, now all the other books have black backgrounds. So guess what? This is getting a black background too. It's gonna be my fill. Boom. It didn't fill. There it goes. It's running slow because I got the recording program going. Now, I haven't saved this yet. I'm going to save it now. File. Save as. I am saving this as Catharsis book cover BC 5x8. And I'm saving it, of course, as a paint.net file because it's got layers in it now. Save often once you get it saved right, because you will regret it if you don't. Now let's take that background off for a moment. Let's go up to the information layer. This is important. I'm going to change my color to yellow. I'm going to take lines. I'm going to make sure I'm on the information layer again. And I'm going to come through here. Oh, let's make my lines a little bit bigger. And I'm going to outline this. I need to know where these yellow lines are. I mean, where these pink things are. I gotta clean this mouse. It's sticking on me. Let's make that a little wider. 7. Yeah, that's a bit better. Maybe I should make the yellow color a little brighter. Yeah, that's good. Until I click off this line, I can play all sorts of games with it. Once you do, though, it's fixed. You can't change the sizes or the colors. It's like that with the text, too. Put one there. Okay. One over the bottom is. Put one over here. One over the inside line is. For this cover, put it here. We also want to make sure we know where this is. Put it here. Put another one here. Boom. You'll see why in a moment. Come over here. Okay, we want the ends, so cover the end. Okay, I know where that end is. Let's get the inside. Know where the inside is, because you got to keep your title and matter out of those pink zones. So by doing this, make sure. Now we'll go from the top down. Come on. Hate when the track wheel gets dirty. Put that there. And we'll come up and do one last one so we know where this end is. Okay, boom. Escape from that. Let's save it. Yeah, it's really running slow right now. That's why I did that. Bang. Now I know where I can put everything. While that's all going, let's open up, we'll take Bar Excellence. We'll open that up too. That'll slow things down even more, I'm sure, but hey, why did I open this up? Oh, it's real simple. I can grab the info layer, and now I got my font colors that I want to use. I'm using this font color, this tan, and I'm using white for my highlighter. Now let's save this one because I don't want to mess it up. Let's come over here, make sure I'm on info layer so I can grab it, go to color sampler, color picker, pop that. You can see now I've got that color sampled. I don't really need that one anymore. Well, fonts. I use the Georgia 12-point bold black matter, for the back matter. I use 16-point bold for that. Okay, so that tells me what fonts I want to use. All right, let's come over here. Let's make sure we are on back matter. We don't want to put this in the wrong place. We're going to go to text, T. We're going to Georgia. And what did I say? It was a bold. I think I said it was 16. And you got to check, though, because these programs get updated and font sizes and relative stuff change. Everything always changes. 12-point back matter. Sorry, 16 for the spine. Okay. 12. Now, pop off of this for a very brief moment. Here's the book. Give me the blurb. And close this again. Put this into a different format so it's easy to read. Okay. Copy. Put that there. Now come up here and go text. Control V. Boom, there it is. It's all in. Now you do not want to touch your mouse from this point on or you will screw yourself up. Okay, see how it ran all the way out there to the side? I could have just went, I probably could have went straight up. Let's find out. Can I go straight up? Going back is easy. Going forward is hard. All right? So, now I can leave that "and" there if I can get that starting point a little more up in the cover. This is the only time I'll touch the mouse, to drag that over a little bit. So I'm going to drag it over a hair. The "and" is now inside the yellow. So I can do this. Now I may have to go and edit this blurb. Let's see how well it fits. Okay, now we need a space. This next paragraph. Ooh, another space. Alright, and we're actually looking pretty good right now. Could have gone with a larger font if we wanted to, but these books have pretty much been sticking at this size font. So okay, now look at where I am. So I can take this and pull this down a bit. I can hover here a bit. Everything running slower, of course, because I got the recording program going on. So that looks a little more even. All right. Escape. Save it. Now, the fun part. We copy this. Duplicate layer. All right. Now let's unclick the cover because sometimes that messes it up. And we'll unclick the top back matter. We'll click the information. Spine's not a part of this. So right now we're just looking at one of these back matter. Recolor. Brush width. Let's get a big one. 300. And go a little bigger than that. 700. Change this over to secondary color. I can remember which. Now you notice I got down here on the left primary, secondary is white. Am I on the right layer? No, I'm on the wrong layer. My bad. Let's get on the proper layer. Put in that one. There we go. Right click. And this lag is killing me. I'm only running this on my laptop. I don't use a big fancy machine for my writing. Okay, so now that's white. Let's move selected pixels. Let's bring the back matter one up again now. Now I'm on the bottom layer to move, but I've got both layers shown. And if I go a little bit to the right and down one, so I'm going like a mouse click. Sorry, an arrow click. You notice it looks a little highlighted now. Makes it pop out a little more. So that was one right, two down. That's the whole reason for doing that. So I'm going to pause here for a moment because I don't think you need to be bored by the next bunch of stuff, and then we will continue back on. Okay, I've just wrote out the spine, and as I had it selected, I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to paste it. I'm on the spine layer as you saw before. Now I'm going to spin it. I'm sure there's some sideways typing tool out there I could find and do this and make it easier, but this works for me. don't change much. Okay, so all right, now I use that line to get it, make sure it's straight and level. Then I bring it over here like so. Now let's look at the other one. Yeah, it looks good. It looks about the same. Yeah, it's about the same from that end. Is it about the same from the other end? Yeah, it's about the same. So I'm not going to bother to mess around with it too much. I'll hold it down in a hair. Otherwise, I think that looks fine. If we take the spine off, let's go back and forth. They're different sizes, so of course it's gonna. All right, I don't need you anymore, so you can go away. Now I've got that. Again, I got to do the same thing. Got to copy it. Got to move to the lower one. Got to select the recolor tool. Make sure I unclick the top one so I can see what I'm doing. Make sure I'm on the bottom one. Boom. There. It's all done. Select the key. Let me shift layers. I'm going to go down one, left one, and let's go left the second one. Okay, and now it pops a little bit more, and that little bit more may not seem like much, but when you see it printed, it definitely makes a difference. So let's put the back matter back up. Let's put the cover back on, and there we have a full made cover. That's it. Okay, save it so you have all your work. You have to add a feature that allows you to save as PDF. You gotta flatten it. And that's it. You've made a cover. Now you just have to do the whole book uploading thing. I'm not going to show that here. I think people can probably figure that out unless somebody tells me they need it. I need to go back and edit this thing a bit anyway. I want to try to cut out a few of the interruptions. So at this point, I'm hoping that's everything you all needed to show you just how to do these things. Like I said, a lot of it just takes time, just takes practice. That's really all it is. Thank you, and have fun.